It's Dumebi. It's D to the U to the MEBI. Introducing this bad mother effer. Yeah, I'm the real bad mother effer. Oh, so fabulous.
Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Dumebi Lea. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to properly trim or carve or shapen or groom, like these are different words that people use, how to basically do that to your brows. So I had to get my model here with me today because you guys know that Dumebi is very hairless in the brow area, but she happens to be very blessed. As you guys can see, this is what her hair looks like. She's really hairy and her brows are all over the place to the point that they even like touch her hairline, like her edges. Guys, I've done this brow already, like I said, so I'm going to be showing you guys how I do the brows using this particular one here. So guys, to trim the brows, you can actually use either a brow razor or a blade, and you need your spoolie. And if you don't have a spoolie, you can just use like an old toothbrush, like the type you use for your edges normally. This is the blade that I'm using. I actually just broke the blade into two because it's easier for me to manage that way. So now the first thing you want to do is to brush all the brow hairs up, and now you have to locate the arc of a person's brow. Looking at her brows, it progresses up like this and then begins to come down. So the arc of the brow is basically the highest point of the brow. As you guys can see, the brow goes up, it gets to this point, which is the highest point, and then it begins to come down. So you're going to do the same thing. You're going to follow that shape when you're carving her brows. You have to first of all go up, get to the highest point, and then come down. You use your thumb to drag her skin up a bit. This allows the skin not to fold so that you don't cut the person while you're carving the brows. So you do this, and then the razor blade or the brow razor has a flat end, so you kind of use that as a ruler to place on the hairs in that upward direction that the brow hairs grows normally. My blade too is going to be placed in such a way that it's going up like this, and then I'm going to start off by removing few hairs. You remove the hairs, you know, like few hair strands at a time. Doing this very gently. Do not apply too much pressure so that you don't hurt the person. So the blade should be slanted, but don't go and take it slanted like this in such a way that you're going to be cutting the brow off. You should place it in a slanted manner that is following the direction of the hair getting to the arc point. So this is where our arc is. So our slanted razor is supposed to go follow to the arc point and then get to the arc point and then begin to come down. So like I said, you take few strands at a time. You use your blade like a sort of ruler. So putting it like this, any hair that is below the blade, I'm going to just take it down like this. So I will go in again. Don't worry if it's not neat at first. You're taking it one step at a time. Take this, and I think I've gotten to her arc area. So now I'm going to bend my blade this way and do the same thing but in a downward motion. Go back at intervals to brush. When you brush, you can see which hair is still on her face and which hair has actually been removed. That way you know what next you're going to do. So you guys can see that the shape is already coming out, but it's not yet neat. So I'll go back again. I'll start from the beginning. It's not yet perfect, but I'm going to go ahead and do the top of the brows, and I will come back to the base of the brows. So for the top of the brows, what you want to do is you want to drag the skin, then you want to place your razor or your brow razor or your blade, whatever that you're using. You place it flat against her head, somewhere around here, and then you just drag it down. This allows you to get rid of the hairs that are just scattered above the brow and making the brow more defined. So you just follow it and stop right at the beginning of the brow. Don't take it beyond this place. If you take it down, you're reducing the brow. So just stop right at the beginning of the brows. Remember what I said, take it little hair at a time. It's better you didn't take out enough hair and then you go back to take more than you find out that you took too much hair out at once. I'm going to use the tip. You can see this sharp tip of the razor. This is what I'm going to use now to take out the hairs. And I'll make sure I follow like an invisible line. You guys can see I'm dragging the skin like this so that it doesn't fold and cut her. And over here, I'm going to do the same thing. Make sure that the person's eye is closed, because if it is open, the razor could mistakenly cut her eyelid. And I think at this point, the base of the brow has a very defined line. And just like I said, you follow the exact direction of the brow. The brow went up and got here and began to come down. That's the same thing I did over here. The brow went up, got to this point and began to come down. And note that the tip of the brow is supposed to be the tiniest part of the brow, while the top of the brow, or the head of the brow, is supposed to be the largest part of the brow, followed by this and then followed by this. So the brow gets smaller as it approaches the tail. If you guys can observe, some of the hair strands are longer than others. So I need to get rid of the hair strands that are longer than others. Like, I need to shorten them a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my blade. See the way I'm holding my blade, like this, with my thumb and with my index. Then I'll turn it this way. I have to brush it up to see the hairs that I'm going to try and trim, the long ones. You can really see where the bulk of the hair is. So there are some hairs that extend beyond that part. So this is where the bulk of our hair is. So I'll place it like this. And any hair strand that is above this point, I will just lightly push this up like this. I'm going to press it like this and then just slightly take it up. I will do it upwards, not into her skin. So you just do this, take it upwards. That way you're cutting off the tips of the longer hair strands. So guys, just for extra precision and neatness, I will brush downwards. Our line, like the line of the outline of the brow, the bottom part of the brow is still there. So I will just remove the hairs that come below that outline. Don't forget to drag the skin up as usual. Just take my blade and then remove the hairs that are in between the brows. This is the finished look. The brows are both very neat and defined. Don't worry if your brows don't look exactly the same, because different brows have different shapes, and even if they don't look exactly the same, you can always adjust it when you're actually drawing your brows, like filling it in and all that. So this is what we have here. I hope you guys can see the difference and how neat this brow is. Like, she can even go out with this without any makeup on and she's already looking like really good. She can even decide not to fill in her brows when she's doing her makeup. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please be sure to give it a thumbs up and to share and subscribe if you have not, and drop your comment in the comment section. I'll be there to answer any questions you guys might have, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.